Summer is here, so let's talk gear. That's dumb. Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to Escape the Indoors. My name is Josh. If you're like me, you're pretty excited about the nice weather and to get out and do some backpacking. For that reason, I thought it'd be a good idea to do a what's in my pack video for my summer loadout, just in case anyone out there is looking to buy some new gear. It's always fun to see what other people are using. So first I'm going to take you inside to break down everything in my pack, and then take you back out here to show exactly how I pack all that stuff into a 36-liter frameless pack. So, to the table. Underneath everything, I wear a pair of ex officio boxers. They're light, airy, and since I've started wearing them, I've had minimal issues with chafing. Over that, I wear a pair of Under Armour Swift Speed Rocket 5-inch shorty shorts. They have no pockets, but include a front pouch to hold a cell phone. I've also cut out the liner to work with the ex officio boxers. Vents down the side help with airflow to keep things cool and dry. On top, I wear a Patagonia Capilene lightweight t-shirt. The microgrid fabric is super light and cooling. It also has permanent odor control, which works extremely well for longer treks. On my feet, I wear a pair of darn tough quarter-high cushion socks. I've been using these for a few years now and love their durability. For shoes, I'm sticking with the Ultratimp 1.5s. Although I have some issues with their durability, and I've even been trying out the Topo Athletic TerraVenture 2s, I still haven't found anything yet to make my feet quite as happy as a pair of Ultras. That being said, I'm going to keep using a pair of Ultra Gators. These work great at keeping annoying pebbles and twigs from getting inside my shoes. To keep the sun out of my face, I'm using a cheap hat with a mesh back that I got from Amazon. I also use a pair of cheap cycling gloves. They protect my hands from the sun, prevent blisters from trekking poles, and are useful for climbing up steep rocks that I often encounter in places like the White Mountains. I'm still using trekking poles from Hiker Hunger. This year I've even upgraded to their 2.0 version. They've made their flip lock system a bit stronger and are still super light and highly collapsible. For a pack, I'm still using the Gossamer Gear Kumo 36. I absolutely love this thing. I've made a short review about it if you want to check that out. Inside the pack, I use a Z-Packs DCF pack liner. There are lighter options such as Nyloflume, but this is much more durable. And if I need to submerge my pack while crossing a river, I know its contents are going to stay dry. My sit pad is the Airflow Sit Light from Gossamer Gear. It doubles as a back pad and nests on the outside of the pack, which is super convenient. I am a hammock sleeper, and my lightweight hammock of choice for the last few years has been the Dream Hammock Darien. It's really light and super comfortable. I use a cinch buckle system from Dutchwear.com, which includes titanium cinch buckles, spider poly straps, and some homemade Evo loops, which if you don't know what they are, search for Myers Tech Hammock Lab. For years now, I've been using the Hammock Gear DCF standard tarp with doors. I wish they would make it a little wider, however, I haven't gotten wet yet. I keep the tarp and continuous ridgeline all together in a Hammock Gear mesh snakeskin. I use 1.75mm Zing-It as a ridgeline, tie one into a tray using a slip knot, and then use a Dutchwear Wasp on the other side. For stakes, I'm using 4 MSR mini groundhogs, which I carry in a light AF stake bag. Each stake has a plastic S-peener on it, which I use to clip to my tarp's guy lines. I love hammock gear quilts. Because temperatures in the mountains can dip down pretty low even in the summer, I use a 30-degree Phoenix quarter-length underquilt. The length keeps the weight down, but also keeps me covered on those cooler mountain nights. For a top quilt, I use the 40-degree Econ Burrow. The Econ line uses 800 fill duck down instead of goose down. But since I get it in a short, and this is the older model with no zipper, it's still pretty light. Though I don't carry many extra clothes, I do like having something clean to sleep in. New for me this year, I'm trying out the Rab Pulse Sun Hoodie. It's the same microgrid fabric as the Capilene Lightweight, which means it's really light and breathable. I can wear it to bed, on cold mornings, and since it's rated to SPF 30, I plan on using it on long, exposed ridge walks. I also like to sleep in a pair of lightweight Capilene long pants. It helps keep my hammock and top quilt a little bit cleaner and also protects my legs from mosquito bites at camp. And because they're so light, I carry a pair of Dutchwear laundry shorts. They're of course amazing on through hikes, but great to wear at camp and useful as a bathing suit. I also carry a pair of REI merino wool liner socks. They're thin, lightweight, keep my dirty feet warm at night, and can hike in them if needed. I store all my extra sleeping clothes in a Z-Packs pillow dry bag. DCF on the outside, and inside there is a side of fleece. Great for making a pillow out of extra clothes or your down jacket. Which brings me to my Mountain Hardwear Ghost Whisperer down jacket. I might not need it most of the time in the summer, but it's still nice to have at night and to use as a pillow. Something I always bring now is a bug net, especially essential on lower elevation lake hikes, such as the Northville Placid Trail. For a rain jacket, I've switched from the Outdoor Research Helium 2 to the Columbia Outdry Featherweight. It's about the same weight as the Helium 2, except is longer, has pockets for ventilation, has better sleeve cuffs, and doesn't utilize a DWR coating that will eventually wash off. Sadly, it does not have a cinch waist, and, unfortunately, I discovered this jacket about the same time it was discontinued. I'm still loving my Z-Packs rain skirt, or kilt. The zipper works really well to stay closed, and is super easy to put on, not just for rain, but for long grass or thick brush. The durability is much better than others I have used, and in my opinion makes the best hammock ground sheet. If it wasn't for the Dutchwear rain cover, I probably wouldn't use one, but this one's super light, and it's also blaze orange, so useful for emergencies or hunting season. Although it's the lighter option, hanging bear bags is for the birds. I opt to use the Ursack. Hanging a bear bag correctly takes a lot of time, especially if you get to camp late and it's getting dark. It's so much easier with the Ursack to tie it to a tree with a square knot. And of course, I use it in conjunction with an OPSAC to prevent any odors from escaping. Or so they say. For an eating utensil, I use a Toaks Titanium long-handled spork. It reaches fantastically in all the dehydrated food bags, and I find it to be a much more practical option than those double-sided spoon-fork combos. On to the cook kit. I keep everything in a Gossamer Gear DCF pot koozie. I continue to use a Toaks Titanium 750 milliliter pot. It holds 2 cups of water, which is perfect for most dehydrated meals, and has nice handles on the side to use as a drinking cup. For most trips, I'm using my Fancy Feast alcohol stove and my Toaks titanium windscreen. And of course, a mini Bic lighter. For my fuel, I use a Vargo alcohol fuel bottle. It's nice because it has measurements on the side, so I know exactly when I use 1 ounce. Let's talk water filtration. I keep everything together in a Ziploc bag, and that includes a CNOC 2-liter Vecto water container, super efficient for getting water out of rivers or ponds, a Sawyer Squeeze water filter. I also have a water scoop made out of an old Poland Spring bottle, which is useful for getting water out of puddles, and a Sawyer water bottle connector, which I'm actually going to get rid of because I don't use it. I do carry some miscellaneous creams and sprays, some of which I only use on through hikes, but have recently decided to always carry them. Bacardin or DEET for bugs, Body Glide to prevent chafing, which I also wrap some Leukotape around, sunscreen, Sea to Summit soap sheets, which is nice on through hikes, hand sanitizer, of course, a small container of foot balm, and sun protecting lip balm. For a poop trowel, I've been pretty happy with the Deuce of Spades. The trick to this trowel is wrap some gaff tape or duct tape around the handle. I use a combination of TP and Coleman's Bio Wipes. The wipes work great when cut in half, and are also pretty affordable. Diving into my first aid kit, everything is stored in a Light AF DCF zippered pouch. First is a spork made out of a plastic spoon, which I've never used myself, but have given to so many people. a Victorinox S80, a bag of vitamin I and Aleve, and a small bag that contains items such as hydrocortisone for monkey butt, antibiotic ointment for cuts, Benadryl for bee stings or allergic reactions, and some poop pills. Next is a DCF patch kit for my tarp, a second mini-bic lighter with some Leuco tape, and a couple of compressed towels, which actually come in handy. All this stuff stores in my Light AF DCF DD bag. And finally, electronics, which again I keep in a Light AF DCF stuff sack. For a headlamp, I use a Petzl Actic Core. I love this headlamp because it has a removable USB chargeable battery and also takes AAA batteries. It's got 3 settings, low, medium, and high, and also a nighttime red light setting. For power banks, I've been loving these 5000 milliamp chargers made by Xsense. They have a USB-C power delivery port, as well as a USB 3.0, both with Quick Charge 3.0. Next is a pair of USB charging cables, one USB-C and one micro USB. Depending on the trip, I will bring my Garmin InReach Explorer. Alright, let's head outside. Hey guys, welcome back outside. So this is everything that needs to fit in this 36 liter Gossamer Gear Kumo. So first, I have my pack liner from Z-Packs in there. And then the first thing I start with, because I don't need them all day, are my quilts. Those go side by side, vertically, next to each other. And then to fill in all the space between the quilts, I take my down jacket and I kind of fill in all the gaps and just shove it in there. And then the next thing that I want to keep waterproof is my hammock. So I keep that in the front of my pack, and then right behind it I keep the stuff sack with all my spare clothes and all my electronics. And I keep that closer to my back because it's usually a little bit heavier. And that is all the gear I need to keep waterproof. If I know it's gonna rain, I'll actually Velcro this and clip this, but usually I just roll it up and just shove it on down there. And then on top of that, I got my food bag. And my pot is actually inside the air sack, along with the spoon and all my food. So I'll take that, and this, again, I want to keep close to my back because it's pretty heavy. I'll put this in horizontally, and then shove it down as far as I can. And that keeps a nice flat surface against my back. And then I take my tarp, which is in a stuff sack, and I'll put that further away from my back because it doesn't weigh hardly anything. And then I try to shove that in and make it nice and tight. And that's everything that goes inside the pack. So I'll clip that down, bam. And so since it's a frameless pack, you know, when you pack it, sometimes you get some arc to it. So I'll actually loosen these straps, and I'll push it in and just make sure everything's snug in there and sitting right. And then on the outside, I'll take my pack cover, shove it in there, my rain jacket, shove it in there, head net in case it gets buggy during the day, shove it in there. And then this is my ditty bag. This has all like bug spray, poop kit, first aid kit. That actually lives on the side pocket, so I have easy access to it throughout the day. And then on the other side, I carry my water filtration kit, my water bag, because I'm going to be using that all day, and then my fuel. And I try to keep the heavy stuff closer to my back. And then my InReach Explorer, I'll just shove down there so it doesn't fall out. And then of course, I got my Z-Packs rain kilt and I'll just shove that right in there. So you can see this front mesh pocket's actually pretty big and can hold a lot of stuff. And then of course, my water goes up front. And I'll usually carry a bag of trail mix or snacks in my right pocket, and then in my left pocket I'll keep drink mixes or a lighter or something like that. And of course my sit pad is right on the back here, easy to take out. And then all my camera gear, my phone, I keep in my Z-Pack's front utility pack. I did a video on that, so go check that out. That is how I pack my Gossamer Gear 36 liter frameless pack. Alright guys, that is it. That is my summer gear loadout. I hope someone found this video helpful. Perhaps gave you some new ideas of gear to try. But if you did find the information in this video useful, please hit that like button. Perhaps consider subscribing. And I hope you guys find time to get outside and escape the indoors. Thanks!